What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kramer, and in this video, I want to talk about the downsides of hosting traveling medical professionals. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so traveling medical professionals or travel nurses is one of the niches that I target for my furnished rental business, also known as a midterm rental business. And I even bought a triplex only 2 blocks away from a hospital to cater towards travel nurses. So don't get me wrong, I love hosting these people, but there are some downsides that you need to be aware of. And make sure you stay till the end because number 4 is going to be the biggest one. All right, so the first big downside of hosting these travel nurses is they book on last minute notices. They're not getting travel contracts months and months in advance. Typically, from my experience, they're getting contracts less than a month in advance, sometimes as soon as 1 or 2 weeks notice. So this makes it a little tough on hosts like myself because in order to host these professionals, our properties have to be open. And if I'm only getting 1 week's notice, it makes the business a little uncertain. The second reason why I don't love hosting these traveling medical professionals is they are typically balling on a budget. These are typically people who are doing travel nursing because they want to get paid more money and they want to save more money so they can ultimately have more money. But if we charge them a ton for their housing, they're going to have less money. So a lot of these travel nurses are looking for deals. They're looking for really cheap places. And a lot of them aren't really willing to pay the premium that I want to charge. All right. And now con number 3 is that these professionals only stay for typically 3 months at a time. So there's other niches like insurance companies where they'll book for 6 months to 9 months, even longer. Whereas these traveling medical professionals only sign roughly 13-week contracts with these hospitals, meaning they only need your place for roughly 3 months. So you're having more turnover than if you're catering to other niches, again, like insurance companies. So it just creates a little bit more turnover, which I'm not a huge fan of. All right, now the biggest downside, and reason number 4 of these traveling medical professionals is their contract can get cut off at any minute. So I'll give you an example that literally just happened to me, which is what prompted me to make this video, is I have a travel nurse who's staying with me. She's been with me for about a month so far, and she has 2 months left on her contract. So 2 months left to stay with me. Well, she texted me and said, hey, rumor has it is my contract's going to get ended on short notice. And she wanted to know what was going to happen with the housing if her contract ended with the hospital and she no longer needed to stay in my city anymore. And I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it is. So these travel medical professionals, they do sign 13-week contracts with the hospital, but I guess somewhere in there, that hospital has the right to cut their contract if they don't need them anymore. Or maybe there's more behind the scenes that I didn't know about, but the fact that she has the opportunity to be cut from her job and no longer needing my housing puts me in a weird place. So we'll see what happens with this specific guest. But what I told her was, all right, you still owe this month's rent, but if your contract gets cut, we can terminate the rest of your lease agreement so you don't owe the last month's rent when you're not going to be. So those are a couple of the downsides to hosting traveling medical professionals. Again, don't get me wrong. I love these people. I love hosting them and I'm making money off of them, but it is important to be aware of the downsides. So I hope you guys have value out of this video and I will see you in the next one. Peace.